have never been isolated. None. There is no measles virus. And once you understand the basic chemistry and biology of the fraud that they perpetuated on the human race, and each year, if you ever thought about this, why is there a new virus every year? With a new name? With a similar types of symptomologies? This all started with the Third Reich. And Dr. Enders and the so-called viruses. I write about this in one of my books. A second thought about viruses, vaccines, and the HIV/AIDS hypothesis. And I'm not alone. Those who have been brave enough, who stood up, even Peter Duesberg, Professor Peter Duesberg at Berkeley University, a friend of mine, who wrote the book Inventing the AIDS Virus, lost all of his funding at the university. When the Nobel Prize winner for discovering the so-called HIV virus gets exiled to Beijing because he's changing his mind about the existence of a virus. This is how bad things are.
Blico blame.
Important for people to understand that a virus has never been isolated. Not once, not ever, and never will be, because it doesn't exist as described. If you look at Dr. Stefan Lanke's work, he was the one really to get things vocalized. He's a German biologist, and he was actually the one to first identify a phage in the ocean, which are large structures that actually support the terrain of the fish and help them overcome disease. So they're not pathogenic. And when he realized that, he's like, something's very wrong. He started to look at measles virus particularly, and he wanted to see the original papers that identify the virus and name it, measure it, and describe it appropriately. And he found that in all the original papers, that was not done. None of the viral particles as they have described and shown cartoons of, and colored pictures of, and fancy CGI of, they don't exist like that. They aren't seen on 2D microscopes properly. They're artifacts of the body, and they're produced when the body undergoes stress. Stress, toxins, and nutritional deficiencies will lead to issues in the body where cells start to proliferate because they have to fix a problem. And when you have waste material gone out of control, then you have to remove them. The body has to remove them. Now, if you are living a lifestyle where you're feeding yourself all kinds of bad foods, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, drinking lots of coffee, not taking care of your health, then each spring you usually go through a natural sort of detox where you remove these materials through mucus out of the body. And if you take that mucus and you look at it under a microscope, you'll find all these kinds of particles. And if you're looking for these groups of particles, you'll kind of find what you're looking for. And it's basically like saying flies have caused the garbage that you made, but no, you make your garbage and then the flies are attracted to the garbage. So same thing in your body. You make the garbage, your own microbes go to work pleomorphically, polymorphically, meaning they change shape. So a bacterium becomes a fungal form, becomes a viral form, and so on. Not to make you toxic or make you sick per se, as they've described it, and give you bad things, but to actually assist the body to remove the poisons from all the tissues and remove them appropriately.
It froze on me, recording.